Hello, welcome back. It's me, Angela. I'm happy to see you. So today we're going to learn some stuff about tarot, okay? New beginners to tarot, this might be more information than you want in the beginning. I feel like this is a little more for intermediate, but if you want me to talk about tarot for beginners, I can certainly do that too. So, what are we going to talk about? Okay, first of all, why does this always look crooked when I start the camera? So what we're going to talk about is tarot correspondences that you can use to enhance your readings, to add more to it, to add more things that you can kind of get an intuitive hit off of, you know what I mean? So, elements, numerology, which direction the cards are facing, planetary alignments, zodiac alignments, all of that, okay? So first we're going to talk about elements. Elements are fairly easy, right? You know, pentacles is earth, fire is wands, cups are water, swords are air. So we know that. But how often do you take that into consideration when you're doing the cards? So a card that is cups is going to be potentially dealing more with intuition, femininity, mystery, going with the flow. Yeah. Whereas a card of wands is probably going to be more like passion, creativity, impulsiveness. On the downside, it could be anger, frustration, okay? Then, I'm looking at all my cards and trying to go, what did I already talk about? As I pulled a bunch of cards to show you guys some things. So, swords, that's going to have to do with intelligence, intellect, the mind, communication, being kind of flighty, if you want to get on the, like, negative end of it, maybe the reverse end of it. And then last, pentacles. Do I have a pentacle sitting around here somewhere? Oh, I do. Pentacles are going to be about earthly things. So they're about stability. They're about stability in many ways. Being grounded. Food. Earth signs tend to love their food. I have a Taurus moon. I can't think. Strong-willed also. Can be stubborn, definitely. Yes. I'm sorry I'm saying so much. Alright, I have brain fog. I'm sorry. I apologize if it irritates you in any way, but it's what I have to live with, so. If you don't like it, if it does irritate you, I may not be someone you should watch. Okay? Okay. So back to pentacles. Money also. Basically all the earthly things. The actual objects. Our home, our car, our wallet. Okay? So those can help. Those are probably the most basic ones to start with as far as correspondences. New tarot readers can probably do that and not add like too much while they're still learning. Some other elemental alignments, though. We know the minor arcana. We know what elements they're associated with, right? But what about the majors? So, you have to look them up. Hang on, I need a drink. I do not remember what 23? Did I count that right? 23? 22 major arcana are. Why am I having a difficulty brain fog? That's why. Never mind. So the major arcana some associate elements with those as well. Okay, and I found a list online of a couple of people that had sorted out the majors into elements because not everyone agrees on that part. So in the earth suit, we have the Emperor, strength, temperance, and death. And the fire suit, we have the Magician, Chariot, Fool, Tower, Devil, and Sun. In water, we have High Priestess, Empress, Lovers, Hermit, Moon, and the World. And then for air, we have Justice, the Hanged Man, the Star, and the Wheel of Fortune. Now, if you don't like those correspondences or you don't think they fit, then don't worry about it. Make up your own. Maybe you're like, no, I think the wheel should be fire, not air. Well, then do that. The whole thing that I try to teach people about tarot is when you first start out, you're looking at rules. What does this card mean? And then trying to put it all together in one reading is difficult because you're like, okay, this one means strength, and this one is about, it's reverse, so it's about not having love, and then this one is about money, and I don't, you know, it can be hard to put them all together. I had that problem in the beginning. So that bringing in the elements can help a little bit, can help you sort that out a bit, okay? And if it's major arcana, just, you can use the info I gave you. You don't have to, though. You can make up your own that works for you, because eventually you're going to wean yourself off of using book meanings, okay? Like the meanings you find in the book. I remember a long time that while I read tarot cards, I would have the book right there. What is this little curl over here doing? Like, there's not one on this side to match. You gotta match. You can't just be sticking out on one side. Whatever. I'm growing my hair out, and it's thinning really, really bad, so I don't know what it's gonna look like when it's growing out. Okay. Elements. That's that section. Next, we're gonna talk about numbers. Numerology. It doesn't have to specifically be, you know, like you go to, okay, what do these numbers mean in numerology? It could be more even like what you associate with those numbers, because this is a deck you're working with. It's going to pick up on your energy, okay? So, for me, if I see an ace, that's new beginnings. If I see a 2, that's about pairs, couples, partners, friends, some sort of two-person relationship generally. A 3, I see as joy and celebration. Think of like the 3 of Cups, if you know what that looks like. Hang on, and I will get one out. You know, all these tarot decks I have around me from pulling cards out for this, and I'm still trying to find what I want. Let's see. 3. There's 3. Nope, that's the 3 of Wands. I didn't want the 3 of Wands. I want the 3 of Cups. Don't be looking at the 3 of Swords. That one doesn't fit. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so like this 3 of Cups. Like these are 3 female presenting. So 3 women who are dancing under the moon. They've got chalices. They're having fun. They're celebrating, potentially. Maybe it's a celebration ritual they're doing. Maybe it's somebody's birthday. Or they just love the full moon a lot. Who knows why they're so happy about it, but they are. The little light that keeps appearing on my face is from the blinds. Move it around, move it around. Okay. Sorry. Sometimes I have more energy than I expect. Okay, so 4s, to me, are about stability and grounding and a foundation. So that's what I associate with any of the 4s. So like the 4 of Pentacles, to me, that is someone trying to hold on to their earthly things. Money is usually what the card is kind of looked at. To keep stable, right? They don't want their money to slip away and then they won't be stable anymore. So 5s, this is not the numerology definition. This is definitely one where I'm showing you my own interpretation. When I see 5s in tarot, that is conflict. Yeah, always conflict. Oh, look, it's right on the tip of my nose. Looks like I put some weird highlighter on. Wait, right. There we go. Okay. So 6, 7, and 8 are a little funky to me because I don't really associate anything with them. I don't, if I have 6, 7s, and 8s in, the number doesn't affect what I'm doing. I do see 8s, I do see 8s and 7s and 8s and 9s kind of all together have to do with a progression of working. So I guess there is something to it for me. For the 6, I just looked up what the numerology definition is in case you wanted to know that, and it has to do with nurturing and love. So for me, then, I guess I do have associations with him that I didn't think about. So 7, you're starting the work. 8, you're working real hard on it. 9, you're almost done. And 10, that's the end. It's endings. You accomplished what you needed to accomplish. That's the end. And now we start back over at 1. Because nothing truly ends. Cycles. Another thing you can do with the numbers is you can associate them with the chakras. So in that case, number 1 would be the root chakra, 2 would be sacral, 3 would be solar plexus, 4 would be heart, 5 would be throat, 6 would be third eye, and 7 would be crown. You don't have to do that. You can. Another thing you could associate to these numbers is the astrology houses. So like the first house in astrology has to do with like appearance, personality, your identity, your body, who you are. And so if you have a card that's an ace, you might associate it to that too if you're into astrology and know about the houses. Number 2 is about money and possessions. Number 3 is about the mind and communication, etc. You can look up the meanings of all 12 astrological houses. Now, I only did 1 through 10 because 12 doesn't work in tarot. It just doesn't. Because we have, you could say like the 11 is the page and the 12 is the knight. But then you don't have a 13 and 14 for the queen and king. So, so like 6 is work and health. 10 is career and goals. 5 is like children. 4 is family. I don't know, just like little keywords that I pulled off from looking around online. Then, I'm going to go further into astrology, is which planetary body is associated with each card, okay? So, for example, the sun is one of the planetary bodies we look at. Our sun sign is the main thing that you think of when you go, what's your sign? Or, you're looking up a horoscope or something. The sun sign is your main one. You're affected by many other things. You can never just say, my sun sign is a Gemini, therefore nothing else. I'm just full Gemini. I mean, if you have a shit ton of Gemini in your natal chart, maybe. But, so, I looked up to see, like, what have people come up with in terms of what planetary body is associated with what cards, okay? So, I only wrote down 1 just to give you some examples. You can Google this if you want, if this sounds like something you'd like to include in your readings, if it's something you're interested in. So, the sun is what I wrote down. So, these are the cards in tarot that are associated with the sun in the planetary alignments and such. 3 of Wands, 6 of Cups, 10 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, Sun, Strength, and the Knight of Wands. Now, I didn't choose those, like I said. I found somebody else's list online, and that's what I wrote down. You can make your own. Like with any of this, you can make your own. Because that tarot deck is tuning into you, not what things on the internet say. So if you believe that system, if you like that system, and you want to use that system, then your cards are going to work for you that way, okay? Now, zodiac signs in the minor arcana are quite easy. If it's a cup suit, then it's going to be a water sign associated with it, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, that kind of thing. Now, the real reason I brought all these out, I have like stacks of cards everywhere, is to look at how they're facing. Okay, so we look at this one first. These are all facing towards the right when you're looking at them. Okay, so everybody's going towards the right. Oof, so many cards. Everybody going to the right. Okay. Now, where's all my left? I didn't have nearly as many for left for some reason. So these are the ones that are looking to the left. Sorry, I'm squinting a little bit. Okay. Now, when you put them together is when things become interesting. So, if these two come out in your reading like this, they have their backs to each other. They're not listening to each other, they're not seeing each other, they're ignoring each other. It's not a great combo to have, but it doesn't necessarily mean bad. You have to see how it fits in the situation or whatever you're getting advice on from the tarot, okay? Backs to each other. Think about that concept, though, as to how it relates to what you're trying to get guidance on. Now, if we do this, vastly different. Now they're looking at each other, okay? Given the fact that this one is holding a sword high in the air, when they're looking at each other, it looks to me like this one is about to attack that one. Okay? That's how I see it. You may see it different. We can do some others. Let's see. I do have... I pulled cards out of so many decks, and then I got to the point where I was like, but I only want to show decks that match each other. So again, here's the two of them with backs to each other. Here they are looking at each other. But in this case, I don't see any aggression in them looking at each other. In fact, since this guy's in front of a window and this guy's out against a building, to me it kind of looks like he's watching him through the window. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see, what else do we have? One more. So, facing away from each other. Facing each other. Okay? Depending on what it looks like, for me, I go by the look of it a lot, which is why I don't like tarot decks that the minors are basically just pip cards. I need something to look at. Okay, now let's look. What about when they are facing away from us, the reader? Facing away from us. Like seem to be looking in another direction. So what does that mean to you when they're facing away? There's a few ways that can be interpreted, of course, and a lot of it's going to depend on what you're doing the reading for. But it could be that they're hiding. It could be representative of someone hiding something from us, not wanting us to see something. It could be someone literally is turning their backs on us, or whoever is being read for. So, again, keep it in mind. What does it mean? Then let's do the opposite. Let's do cards where they are looking directly at us. Like it seems they are making eye contact with us. Lots of fun cards. So what does this mean when they're looking directly at us? To me, the way I interpret that is, this is important, you need to pay attention. What happens if you make eye contact with someone? You get their attention, right? Whether you wanted to or not. If you made eye contact accidentally, we have all done that, right? Yeah, I'm sorry, I keep licking my lips, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that don't want that in the video. I'll see if I can edit them out. No promises. I need to close my blinds. So facing us. When you make eye contact with someone, you get their attention, whether you wanted to or not. That's what this is doing to me. It's making direct eye contact with us, the reader, or whoever we're reading for. We're the stand-in for them in that case. Okay, what if the face cards in your reading are all looking up? What does it mean when one is looking up? Well, my intuition translates that into they're looking for hope. Whether they found it or not, I don't know, but they're looking for it. That's how I see the cards, where they're looking up. And then the last category I have is eyes closed or covered. And of course, there's some that's just part of the card. Like the Justice card, the Blind Lady of Justice. I mean, it doesn't always have a blindfold in all tarot decks, but you know that's a symbolism of the Blind Lady of Justice. This is not the Justice card, though. This is the Eight of Swords. So, when they're covering their eyes in some way, if it looks like they are the ones that covered them of their own free will, I mean, like this one closing her eyes, and then this one with her hair, like her bangs, covering her eyes. This indicates that you, the reader, are hiding something, or something is being hidden from you. Now, if you're doing a reading for a client, that client is then who it's about, not you. Like I said in the last little bit, you're the stand-in for them when you are interpreting the cards. So anything that is said to be to the reader is to them at that point. So I see this as you, the reader, or the client, whatever works, whatever makes sense based on what you're doing, is hiding something, or there's something you haven't discovered yet. There's still like a piece of information or something hiding from you. And you need to keep looking, because you're blind to it right now. It could even be a case of, rose-colored glasses. You're not seeing the bad that's there. You're blinded by maybe being in love. That's a common one. Because when we're in love, we're not very logical. But, lucky for us, we have tarot cards to help us figure that kind of stuff out, right? So, I'm about to start biting my lips now. That's how dry my lips are. Sorry. I'll try to cut out anytime I did that too. Okay. So, I am open to doing readings for people over some sort of video program like Zoom or like Google Meets, or I don't even know what all they are out there. I'm going to do a little research and find out what I want to do with that. Let me just make a little note here on my tablet. Set up a meeting thing. And I think what I will do is I will put slots on the calendar and you can book a slot with me. Okay? Probably do like 30 minutes each. It won't take 30 minutes, but I'd rather give us more time than we need than less. Now, if you want a reading with me, you have to prove to me that you listened to this entire video, because I'm about to tell you something else. I do readings for self-improvement and for advice. I do not do predictions, okay? I can't predict this stuff for you. That's not what I personally don't feel tarot is for that reason. There's plenty of other divinatory tools, crystal balls and such. Yes, they're real. That I think are more readily used for, dude, that sun. Whew. are more readily used for things like that, like prediction. I don't see tarot as doing that. Tarot is self-improvement to me. And part of that self-improvement at times is looking for guidance, right? So, I say so a lot too. And every time I realize I do, it just makes me say it more. This is what we have going on. I do not do predictions. I also do not do things like, is he ever going to leave his wife for me? Will he come back to me? How do I make her love me again? I'm going to tell you the honest truth. I'm not doing tarot for relationship readings. Okay? Now, if it's something like you want guidance, like, I don't know, maybe you just had a big breakup and you're kind of like, I don't know how, what can I do to kind of help me get over this? That, I feel like, falls under self-development and guidance. Because you're trying to learn to be alone, basically, right? And how to deal with, emotions and such that we would consider bad emotions. So, I'm willing to do tarot readings for you guys. If you watched till the end, when you submit the tarot reading request, after I get it set up, I'll put it in the descriptions. Put the word seahorse. Okay? Use the word seahorse in your request to meet with me. Okay? Then I'll know that you actually heard all of it and that you're not going to get on the call with me and go, how do I make him love me? I also don't give medical advice. I know I have before had people ask, like, I have a surgery coming up, how will it go? I cannot help you with that, okay? Now, if you want to say, I have a surgery coming up, how can I best prepare myself? That I can do for you, okay? Not trying to be mean. It's my personal beliefs around tarot and what I believe it's for and what it can do. Alright, thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!